From BYU to Utah, we are now getting a picture of the carnage Kyle Whittingham is about to leave in the Beehive State, and it is gory. Not to mention, instant reaction from Michigan fans. They aren't even happy about the hire. What are we doing here? This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Friday night, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. 12-hour drive today. I got to dissect from multiple sources, multiple phone calls, what is about to happen in the state of Utah. And for the Big 12, it is bad. Kyle Whittingham, leaving Utah, will send shockwaves across this conference. We are seeing coaching changes at the likes of Iowa State, at Oklahoma State. We will see a brand new head coach at Kansas State. But this movement, little did we know that Kyle Whittingham 5 years ago saying I'm going to retire in 4 years would become this. Hans Olsen, a BYU legend, says this feels like it'll be the biggest shift in coaching since I've been on the air in Utah. I have no inside info, but the writing's on the wall. I can guess who. I don't know who, but D1 schools in Utah are going to have to stand guard at the gates. Kyle is going to leave a dent in Utah. When I saw that tweet, I started reaching out, and from there I learned, yeah, man, it's not good. Whether it's Jason Beck, the offensive coordinator at Utah that is #1 on the candidate board for OC, whether it's the quarterback Devin Dampier to go and compete with Bryce Underwood, compete for snaps, split snaps with Bryce Underwood at Michigan, or Jay Hill, the defensive coordinator at BYU. Kyle Whittingham's Rolodex is deep, but it's really deepest in the Beehive State. And while I've heard from multiple people, he's not going to leave wreckage amongst the players of Utah. He's not going to try to compete for those players or recruit them. It's clear that Jason Beck's guy, when he came to Utah, was Devin Dampier. And the money in Michigan can be a whole lot more. And when I say money, I mean money for the assistants, not just the players. Utah Pig Bus says the expected Michigan annual payroll, Whittingham, $11.5 million. Beck, $2.8 million. Jay Hill, $2.2 million. I was told today that Beck asked for more money at Utah. Whittingham went to the university and said, can I get $2 million for my OC? They said, how about 1.3? No. Beck, $2.8 million at Michigan, if that number's real, and it probably is. That more than doubles what I'm being told Utah was ready to offer. Jay Hill at $2.2 million. I don't think BYU is going to call for that kind of money. We already heard 3 weeks ago that assistant coach pools are scarce when it comes to money at BYU, and they're just now catching up in the game due to what Kalani Sitake did in flirting with Penn State. Quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, BYU defensive coordinators, players that have been under Whittingham at Utah that see the money signs at Michigan, the prospect of playing the Big Ten, the prospect of playing for a national championship. The Big 12 was just told your 11-1 teams can't go to the college football playoff. That's not a very good precedent to set in this. And the Rolodex runs deep at BYU as well, because again, if you don't understand, if you're not familiar with this, there is something about that state where everybody knows everybody. Everybody's coached everywhere, from Jay Hill being a but special teams, I should say, coach at Utah, to Kalani Sitake coaching at Utah, and Kyle Whittingham being a coach at BYU, the deep ties of Jason Beck with BYU, and Whittingham playing football at BYU. Those two schools intersect a ton. Utah State is included in that as well. And you are seeing the ramifications of it when it tears the entire four corners down in college football as a legend leaves. My thoughts on this start with Kyle Whittingham. You cannot tell a school, I am going to retire in 4 years, in 5 years, at 65. 65 hits, you say 1 more year, they say fine, you take it, and you say, can I take advantage of more? You just shouldn't have set the precedent. Kyle Whittingham in July is a lot different than Kyle Whittingham in December. In December, he tells me I'm ready to go. In July, he said, I wanted to retire last year. What is it? What is it? You got to make up your mind. And he didn't. And then Utah said, we're done fumbling around with this. Go be an associate head coach in the NFL. Stay here. Be an advisor. Go somewhere else. Just stop yo-yoing us along. You cannot be the Utah head coach anymore. That's what happened. They forced him out, but I'm not necessarily blaming them for forcing him out. That's sad. When the legend comes to you, the 2-decade-long legend, guy who beat Nick Saban in the Sugar Bowl, when he comes to you and says, I want to keep going, do you take a chance with the defensive coordinator coach in waiting who's never been a head coach in college football before? I don't think I do. And in the end, Mark Harlan's decision, and I think he should have known, he should have seen, hey, if we let go of Kyle Whittingham and he goes on this, not a rampage, but a pretty good tear of, I want to coach again, I'm going to go find a job. If we as Utah, I'm Mark Harlan, I say, you know what, no more Whit. We risk this. He goes to a different school. And he says, I'll take this assistant, I'll take that assistant, I'll take this player. And there will be Utah fans, there have been Utah sources that have told me he's not going to play that game. He's like, I'm going to pick him and I'm going to pick it. But he's doing it with the assistants. And what we know about college football is that players follow coaches, players follow money. And that's exactly what Kyle Whittingham is going to have at Michigan. The coaches these players love and money. Two things that are a recipe for gutting your roster when your coach leaves. But the coach didn't even leave. He told the administration, I want to stay here. I want to be the Utah head football coach. And the administration said, no, your time has run out. We are taking a chance. We're done with this. Morgan Scalley's our guy. Go sit in the chair over there in the corner. You can stick around here if you'd like, but we can't keep doing this. And he said, fine, I'll go be the head coach at Michigan. I mean, talk about failing forward, huh? Top five coaching job in America. And Whittingham takes over. What's crazier is I'm reading the reactions from Michigan fans. Dave Portnoy likes it. He's a Big 12 guy, so I get that. Reading the reaction from Michigan fans. Meltdown alert, says message board geniuses. Death penalty, one writer says. Is Michigan the first university to impose the death penalty on itself after this hire? Perhaps the worst hire I've ever seen, says ND 2021. I hope the folks who didn't want Braum are happy. This is so bad. Lendale White, this is Mike O'Reilly at Nebraska 2.0. This is disgusting, all these Wolverine fans on the Wolverine. Yeah, this program is entering a very, very, very dark age. This program is a joke, says Drew Kruger. Return to sender, says another. I'm just dumbfounded by this. Horrendous hire, if true. My gosh. Bryce will be a duck for sure. Shake my head. What a crap show. That's it. That's what Whittingham left for, this reaction from Michigan fans. That's what we did. I'm high and mighty. I'm Mark Harlan. I run on the field and I yell at referees. And now because of me, the entire Big 12 is reformed. There is reformation in the state of Utah because I let the statue coach do the biggest off-season move you could ask for in college football and ruin what we had going. If you're a Utah fan, are you cool with that? Are you cool with what's happening right now? Are you relishing? Because I personally, I would be happy for Whit. I would say, hey, this is great for you, Whittingham. I think you should go succeed and win a national championship at Michigan because the administration told you can't coach here anymore as the head coach. If I still wanted to coach, it's on him. It is a little bit on him for telling them he had a timeline of retiring. But when the statue guy says, hey, I really do want to come back. I've got some stuff left in the tank. You probably don't screw with it. You probably let it happen. I do. Put Mark Harlan, Mac Rhodes, Hunter Yurachek, the Arkansas Athletic Director, College Football Playoff Committee Board Chair. Fire them into the sun. Yes, they will disintegrate, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is exactly where I go during the NFL season to make live bets. NFL Sundays do move fast. One big play, and suddenly everything changes. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Live betting is best when the game starts to shift. A receiver gets hot, a defense tightens up, or the momentum flips after a turnover. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com. Place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you with FanDuel. Today's show is also brought to you by Absolutely Game Time. Game Time's where I am going to find tickets for Texas Tech and Oregon in the college football playoff. Hopefully, if you're a Utah fan, you are rooting for Texas Tech. Game Time, you can download the app right now and see the view from the seat before you buy it. Zone deals are great. You pick the section, Game Time picks the seats. You save even more. Seeing college football tickets start as low as $25 this bowl season. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Download the Game Time app. Do it today. Kyle Whittingham, the head coach at Michigan. Matt Campbell, head coach at Penn State. Big 12 just does it better, I guess, and everybody wants to poach us. That sucks, man. It sucks because I really do like Kyle Whittingham. As much as I want to hate him sometimes, he wins, and he's going to win there. One man's trash is another man's Michigan head football coach. I hope they value him. This has been, it always will be, Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.